My name is Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and I would like to introduce you to one of my very good friends. This is Amelia Bird. She was only 16 years old when she was arrested with her then boyfriend in connection with her crime. And with no other evidence stacked against her except for the testimony of the then boyfriend, Amelia is now serving 2 life sentences ran consecutive at the Chillicothe Correctional Center for Women in Missouri.
Gypsy will never learn from her mistakes. She should stay off the internet, just disappear. And Gypsy won't like this, but she did bring attention to Amelia Bird. And I don't take the words from a liar as facts, so I did research what happened in this case. Now, I know Gypsy don't want you to know the truth. This is what Gypsy wants you to know. This 16-year-old poor girl was arrested with her then boyfriend, who was in connection with her crime. A crime that he would not have committed if it wasn't for Amelia. Young boys don't walk around the earth killing people's parents for no reason. The only reason he did was because Amelia wanted him to. And I'm sure the father and Amelia had arguments. I'm surprised the father didn't kill her dipshit 21-year-old boyfriend. Major red flag, a 21-year-old dating a 16-year-old, no good. And Gypsy wants to claim that she was 16, so she shouldn't be held accountable. Well, the court met. She had her defense attorneys, and they come to the conclusion that she will be tried as an adult. Yeah, as heartbreaking as that is, regardless of your age, you can be tried as an adult. And that is what happened in Amelia's case. Now, this evidence Gypsy is alluding to, the only evidence they had was his word. The testimony of a co-defendant, that's pretty damning evidence, because the police are going to say, why did you do it? Because it doesn't make sense. You know why Amelia called the cops right after he shot them? She had to.
In January of 2006, authorities arrived at the home of Christina Bird, William Bird, and Amelia Bird, where they found Christina Bird had been fatally shot and William Bird had been seriously wounded. Amelia Bird and her then boyfriend, Chad Brentley, was both taken into custody and questioned for the crime. While Amelia maintained her innocence in claiming that she had absolutely no idea that her then boyfriend was going to commit this crime.
You see, Amelia, much like Gypsy, was under the impression, like Gypsy wanted to point out, Amelia maintained her innocence by saying she didn't know what was going on. And she had to call 911 right after the shooting because her dad got up out of bed and started fighting that little son of a bitch, chased him through the living room and dropped at the front door. So she had to call the police. She had to. You think if he would have successfully killed both of them in the bed, she would have called the police? No, she had to. This is a case just like Jennifer Pan. It was staged. Jennifer wanted it done. She planned it. Her father knew she was complicit because she was walking around talking to him. So when he come to and was running down the street yelling, "My daughter's trying to kill me," Jennifer Pan screaming, "I'm okay, Daddy." He didn't give a shit. Just like Amelia's father didn't give a shit. As soon as he heard them gunshots, he probably knew who the fuck it was. If it wasn't his own daughter, it was her boyfriend. Gypsy wants to be an advocate for this murderer who planned the murder of her mother and father. How evil is that, to be killed in your own bed sleeping? And your daughter opened the door. She told the police that night, yeah, because she was under the impression since she didn't do the killing, she's not in trouble. She called her boyfriend and said the back door was unlocked, and she told the damn state trooper, "I hope my parents die." And that again is what Gypsy's saying, they shouldn't hold it against her. She's 16, she's the juvenile, it's not fair. Illegal interrogation, kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. She maintained her innocence.
Chad Brentley, however, pointed the finger at Amelia and claimed that she is the one that asked him to commit the crime.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. Chad then began pointing the finger at Amelia. Why? Because they talked about this. They planned it. They felt justified. But when he heard Amelia was like, "I don't know what's going on," he's like, "She's not throwing me under the train." So yeah, guess what, Gypsy? That's exactly what Nick did to you. But the one difference is Nick took it to trial. He didn't take that deal. So we found out every nasty little detailed truth about you in this case. You are a liar. Gypsy Rose, you are a liar. Nobody likes you. You should be an advocate for this girl's father. He lost his wife of probably 20 years, struggling to raise these kids, pay bills, go to work, and this ungrateful little shit wants him killed in his bed. Why? Because she don't want to follow rules? Because her father and mother probably said, no, you're not going to date a 21-year-old man? Gypsy, you're a fraud. You're a low-life, piece of shit fraud. You killed your own mother. Yes, you are a murderer. You want to be an advocate. Advocating for murderers to get out of prison is not exactly ideal. And not to mention, she did the same thing you did.
So essentially what we have is a situation that boyfriend breaks into girlfriend's parents' home.
I'm going to go through and count all the lies Gypsy tells, but no, that's not essentially what he did. He did not break into the home. His girlfriend unlocked the door and let him in. So that's not breaking in the home. That's a lie. And I know you're thinking, Gypsy, just like her thinking was, why didn't he just keep his fucking mouth shut and go to prison? Why the hell did he blame me? Well, because you are the reason it happened, and he's pissed. You didn't have to take that plea deal. Gypsy's lying. The DA pressured her and pushed and pushed. I'm going to tell you right now, that DA did not say one word to Amelia. That DA's probably never even spoken to her. Yeah, I don't doubt the DA said she's a lying little shit and we're not coming off of it. She's getting 2 life terms, and told her attorney that, and her attorney went and told her that. So maybe you should blame her attorney for telling her that. And again, she didn't have to take the deal. But it seems to think that you took a deal. You took a deal, Gypsy. You know what? And her boyfriend, well, it's not even her boyfriend. Amelia's not an autistic, stupid motherfucker like Nick. So you're worse than her. You should be in prison forever. You should have life in prison. These evil girls are going to kill their parents so they can do what they want at 16.
Commits an act of violence against girlfriend's parents, and so authorities start to wonder what could be a possible motive for this. As they are going through the case, and as Amelia and Chad are awaiting trial, it starts to develop that there seems to be...
Yeah, that was a big flaw in Gypsy's plan. Usually when you kill people, the police are going to do an investigation. I know that blows her mind. It's like the police arrested these two and started investigating, and things started coming together. Like, first of all, people, why you'd be on Gypsy's side or Amelia Bird's side, I don't know, unless you're just truly trying to be obtuse and just piss people off. Everybody knows Amelia told her boyfriend to do it. Everybody knows that to be true. And if you don't, you're an idiot. You just want to push a false narrative. She told her boyfriend to murder her parents. She's guilty. And she got the just sentence. The sentence Gypsy should have got. I wasn't surprised to see, when you do Google Amelia Bird's name, there are groups supporting and advocating for her to get out of prison. Why? I don't know. People just want to get together and hang out. I mean, she's completely guilty. They're not going to let her out of prison. Her case is a complete waste of time. You know why she took the deal? Because when you kill people in Texas, they will give you the death penalty. Yeah, Texas will fry your ass. She had to take the deal. Not only to avoid the death sentence, but to avoid the whole truth coming out. At least now she can save a little face and still cling to that thing. I don't know why he did it. You know, I don't know why he did it either. Why would your boyfriend randomly kill your parents for no reason? There's no reason for that to happen. You know, tell me why he did it. Did your dad threaten to beat him up? I mean, there was a reason. I wouldn't believe what you said anyway. The most evil people in the world will be a child murdering their parent in the sleep. And her dad still got up and kicked his ass. He lived, by the way. And there again, that's why she had to call the police, because he's alive. Gypsy out here really walking around thinking she's innocent.
A situation of abuse going on in the home with Amelia's father. Authorities began to kind of piece things together, and so Chad fully relies on this story that Amelia asked him to commit this act in order to get Amelia away from her parents. While Chad is awaiting trial, prosecutors are beginning to push heavily on Amelia to accept a plea bargain to second-degree homicide that comes with a prison term of 2 life sentences ran consecutive. Life is calculated.
I wonder if Gypsy ever really asked herself, do you believe her, Gypsy? Do you believe that she did not want her boyfriend to kill her parents? Because there's no way. There is no way she's innocent. You know, and Gypsy's acting like the DA is so evil, he's pushing these deals on people. These deals actually help people. They could have given both of them death sentence. I think they kind of helped them both out by not doing that. You can disagree, though. That's part of the court system. People know they're guilty. It's better to take the plea deal. If you're guilty, you don't want to go to trial. They're going to find you guilty. And they're going to reveal everything. They're going to get your phone, your email, your secret phone, your secret emails. They got damn taps in your car. I feel sorry for Amelia's father. I don't know if I could live with myself knowing my daughter tried to kill me.
In the state of Missouri at 30 years. So essentially awaiting trial. Prosecutors are beginning to push heavily on Amelia to accept a plea bargain to second-degree homicide that comes with a prison term of 2 life sentences ran consecutive. Life is calculated in the state of Missouri at 30 years. So essentially she took a plea bargain to 60 years in prison. They were able to push that on her.
Oh, bullshit. Let's be dramatic. That was the best deal for her. These people are like, oh, I had to take the deal. That's bullshit. Anybody that's been to court knows you don't take a deal if you're not guilty. You sound like Lauren Armstrong, the child predator, got caught. He was offered a deal, except 8 years in prison, or we'll go to trial and you'll get 20 years. So they made Lauren take that deal. They made him. Because if he would have went to trial and been found guilty because he would have got 20 years. So it sounds like a plea deal is a bargain. So let's be all dramatic. They did not push her and essentially make her, you liar.
Because the prosecution told Amelia that if she didn't accept the plea bargain, they were going to seek the death penalty in this case.
The way Gypsy's trying to frame this is so manipulative. She's acting like they told her. Like, they told her, you're going to do this. They made her. They pushed her. They pushed that poor 16-year-old. It's not that they told her. They just let her know, if you're going to not take the deal and make us go to the time, waste of money because we know you're guilty, we're going to give you the death penalty. And they weren't lying. There's nothing backhanded about that. You take the deal or we're going to go to trial.
It is actually not legal to seek the death penalty on a juvenile, which, keep in mind, she was only...
Oh my God, the last bitch I'm going to take words from about being legal is fucking Gypsy Rose. My fucking God. It's not legal, Gypsy? You know what's not legal? It's not legal to murder your mama. It's not legal to murder your mama. Alright, first of all, bitch, before anything else, it's illegal to kill your mother. God, I really dislike this girl. Every time I see her face, my God, just disappear. Get off the fucking internet. How much hate can you take? That little stupid video I'm going over right here that she put it on TikTok, comments are eating her up, man. That sounds just like what you did. I'm not gonna let the haters get to me. She's giving people threats now. She's on parole threatening people on the internet. Brilliant. Rational, right? First of all, it's not legal to seek the death penalty. Yeah, the court legalized it when they termed her an adult.
16 years old when this case happened. And her co-defendant is still awaiting trial at this point.
Kind of ironic, don't you think, Gypsy? Your co-defendant's awaiting trial right now. And I think he's going to expose a lot this time around. You little hussy, he's going to let the truth out. Oh, what is Nick going to say? We'll know soon enough, and I bet Gypsy's going to disappear. They're going to hide off the internet.
Amelia, now having spent roughly 2 years in county jail awaiting her trial, accepts the prosecution's...
What? She accepted it? I thought you said they pushed and pushed and pushed and made her take it, and they told her.
Deal to second-degree homicide, which carries a prison term up to 30 years imprisonment, and they actually sentenced her to 2 life sentences, so 60 years, while Chad pled out to 4 life sentences without the possibility of parole. Keeping in mind there was no evidence against Amelia other than Chad's testimony against Amelia.
That's not true because they haven't had a trial. There's actually video and audio of her sitting in a trooper's car saying, "I hope my parents die, and I unlocked the back door." Let's not forget about that. I know Gypsy don't want you to know about that evidence, but it's there. She admitted it. But let's go back. She's innocent now.
That she is the reason why he committed the crime. Amelia Bird is now 34 years old and is currently serving her sentence at the Missouri Department of Corrections in Chillicothe, Missouri. So why am I sharing Amelia?
Well, thanks for bringing it to our attention. It's nice to know so many more horrible people are in this world. I mean, killing a parent is unbelievable.
Amelia's story with you. It is because she, like so many incarcerated individuals, have a voice that is silenced by stone walls and a story not yet fully told.
Yep, that's pretty much what prison's life is like. I don't know what she was going to expect, killing people. Can she not use the telephone or write letters? I mean, I know they got voices. And do they eat in prison or do they starve them? I'm not... What are they doing bad to these prisoners? Like, where should we put people that murder their parents? What other grievances do you think she's got?
Fortunately, since I am under parole supervision, I can't communicate with Amelia at this time.
That's probably a good thing. You'd stab her in the back the first chance you got.
That is silenced by stone walls and a story not yet fully told. Unfortunately, since I am under parole supervision, I can't communicate with Amelia at this time. However, that doesn't make me any less her friend or advocate for her freedom any less.
Gypsy's had prison friends. They're both out, and she just turned her back on them, ignored them. She sent her little troll army to attack them, get channels flagged and blocked. Gypsy's a little vicious little shit. She's crazy, too. She murdered her mama.
If you believe in her freedom and her cause, please write the Missouri governor on her behalf.
Let me guess, how many letters have you written, Gypsy? None?
And if you would like to communicate with Amelia herself, write her through Securus Technologies. I'll have all of that information below this video.
At this point, and anything Gypsy does now, I'm going to assume is fraudulent. I wouldn't be surprised if she don't set up a GoFundMe for this Amelia Bird here or something ridiculous like that. Anybody tied to her is toxic. I would run from anything she supports or talks about. But I am curious to hear what Nick's going to say in this upcoming trial. And I'm going to be an advocate for Amelia Bird's father. If you want to write her a letter and tell her what a horrible fucking person she is, Gypsy's left the contact information. Essentially, I do find it ironic. So ironic. Gypsy wants to bring up this girl taking a plea deal. She had to. They made her. They pushed her. Her co-defendant was going to testify on her. Let's think about it like Amelia Bird didn't take the plea deal. And she went to trial. And her co-defendant testified against her. And they gave her, and she got the death penalty. That is the alternative to not taking the plea deal, Gypsy. And let's think about that for a minute. If she didn't take the plea deal, he was going to testify on her. You know how that turns out? Because you took the plea deal and testified on Nick, and they threw the fucking book at him. What happened to you? You got out in 8 years. It's so ironic. You took a deal that benefited you, but you make it seem like this girl took a deal and the DA's a horrible piece of shit.